Can't silence the people.
It's deep.
The insurance going to be different right now.
Sir,
Yep.
hey,
Name and badge number.
name's Officer Roberts. Badge number 239.
You had your body camera on?
No, it's not. What's going on?
Oh, he the one called you.
I'm just trying to see what's going on. I'm going to ask him now to you.
Oh, he'll tell you.
What's going on?
Name and badge number. Name and badge number.
Tell me what's going on first.
Name and badge number.
We tried to get a gun. She wanted to come get her driver's license. And then
Hey, just let them talk for a second.
Oh, this is this public.
No, I'm talking.
Am I detained?
This is an
Am I
investigation.
detained?
This is an
Am I
investigation.
detained?
You're free to leave.
And I'm free to stay.
Now, this part's very important, so I don't want you guys to forget it. It was incredibly smart for Tanya to ask if she was detained. Now the cop responds and says, no, you're free to go. Tanya's response, well, if I'm free to go, I'm free to stay. And that's absolutely the truth. If you're not detained, you are free to go. And you're equally free to go as you are to stay. Which makes it even more perplexing as to how this cop's going to arrest her in just a minute for not leaving after he's already agreed she's free to stay.
Name and badge number. Your body camera on?
Go, it is.
Okay, thank you. Your name and badge
I'm
number.
trying to talk to this
Your
man here.
name and
I ain't
badge.
trying to talk to
Your
this.
name and badge number. So you're
Okay,
failing to identify?
I see how this
That's why the chief is going.
That's an extreme tell from the corporal.
I see how this is gonna go.
And again, some of you folks at home might not understand what that means. Well, he's speaking in a foreign language. That language is Pig Latin. And I've spent so much time around these feral hogs, I've started to pick up on their lingo. In Pig Latin, he says, I see how this is gonna go. And in normal free American, that translates to, she knows her rights, and she's not going to obey my unlawful commands. I'd love to beat her and tase her, but she's got herself a pesky camera. At least I'm going to get an arrest. And that's exactly what he's about to do. Not because she broke any laws, but because she resisted his tyranny.
Go all the way down, right? Name and badge number. See, you're refusing to identify? You're refusing to identify? So he refused to identify?
because you got to get what started. Then she started getting out of it.
I didn't start getting out too. See, you don't know the situation. You weren't there. You wasn't even there.
Okay.
If they come to you and told us that hey, she needed to leave the property. That's all we asked.
And this is a public place.
You're gonna have to leave.
This is a public place. Public place.
they
Let me
refuse
get
to
your supervisor. This is a public place. You can't make me leave from a public place. You know you can't make me leave from a public place if I have not committed no crime. Supervisor, please. Can I get your name and badge number? You still refuse to identify yourself?
1015, 1022. Hey,
So the corporal says 1015, 1022. What exactly does that mean? Well, the radio code for 1015 is prisoner in custody, and 1022 is disregard last assignment. So he's saying to dispatch that he's arrested somebody, and he's not going to be able to make the last call. Regardless if that last call was an emergency or a citizen's request for service. A 27-year Army vet with 2 tours overseas, Questioning his perceived authority far outweighs anything else on the day's agenda.
10, 15, 10, 22. You're not gonna play this.
And that says it all right there. We're not going to play this because to him, freedom is a game. Her sacrifice to these United States of America is a game. Someone disobeying the police's orders when those orders don't fall under the color of law is a game. In fact, anyone that questions his tyranny is just playing games, and he's not going to play it. And this is how all police operate. Laws be damned.
All right? Go and put your hands behind your back. Now.
Can I get your name and badge number?
It's gonna be on the arrest report.
Can I get your name and badge number?
And after the cuffs are on, she's still fighting, still asking for that name and badge number, with no quit in her. That's not just the type of vet Tanya is, it's the type of person she is. She fights, and there ain't no quit in her. It's very easy to see how she served her country so dedicated for over 27 years. This veteran is proud, this woman is an inspiration. And these actions by the Mobile, Alabama police are appalling. Things have changed over the years. Cops used to mess with anyone with a camera, and now they're far less likely to do it if the person holding the camera is a viral YouTuber or a police accountability advocate. But if the police think in their mind that the person holding the camera isn't a threat and doesn't have an audience behind them, they just might be willing to violate your rights. In fact, I can almost guarantee it. And that's what happened that day, on April 25th. That cop thought that Tanya had no one behind her, and I think they're finding out now that the same army she served is standing behind her, along with a lot of proud Americans. I spoke with Tanya yesterday on the phone, and she's concerned. She's a retired vet, she doesn't have a lot of money, and she just paid $300 bail to get out of jail. She served us for almost 30 years and never asked for help. Well, she's asking for it now, and we're going to be there. The Cash App link streaming across the bottom of your stream belongs to her. Any financial contributions or donations you make will go directly to her for her upcoming battle. And I have contacts all over the country. I've already reached out to a lawyer who's going to represent her criminally, and another one who's going to represent her civilly. What happened to Tanya was a travesty. Almost 30 years ago, she raised her hand and said, "I do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God." Tanya made that promise 27 years, 8 months, and 9 days ago, and she's still upholding it today. I don't think it's a lot for us to ask the Mobile Police Department in Mobile, Alabama, to do the same. In my opinion, here's how this case shakes out. Cop would have been smarter to hit her with trespassing and disorderly conduct, and then to go solicit a bunch of complaints from citizens. But he hit her with failure to obey. She hadn't been trespassed, and filming isn't a crime, so she's not required under any law to obey those orders, as those orders are unlawful. So the prosecutor should have put forth in front of the judge a null prosequi. That means the prosecution is saying that there's not enough probable cause for this case to go forward at trial, and that the facts could never merit a conviction. However, as of yesterday, the prosecutor hasn't done that. But because it's the right thing to do, and after people start getting wind of this story, they too might realize that the Mobile police screwed up and they're persecuting an innocent vet. The case gets dropped, and then Tanya goes to civil litigation, and the taxpayers are going to be none too happy with the amount of zeros on Tanya's lawsuit. But fellow taxpayers, don't take that up with Tanya. Take that up with the people that swore to defend a constitution that they spit on right in front of an Army vet that defended it.